All right, so it's time to build something intentionally insecure so that we can inject into a web service whatever remote commands we want, otherwise known as remote execution. Well, sort of. All right, so we're building a use cases dashboard, and the use cases dashboard, the goal of it is to take hacks from an idea of what site would you like to make and what theme will it have into more of a series of commands that set the site in motion in such a way that you think of something. So a blog, and it has articles already, and it's a cooking blog, like that sort of a thing. It's not just like the template of what you could do with the system. It is like a real thing, and you can manipulate it. So to that end, right, and this is part of the problem, right? Here's what we're seeing is what I'm describing. Hey, welcome to this site, and you can do whatever you want, and whatever you want is incredibly overwhelming from a usability perspective. So even if it was that I wanted to, uh, position things so that it's like lesson one, and then introduction, and then this page was conclusion. Even something that basic. Um, and then I duplicated these lessons, so now I have like the lesson two. Right, everything I'm doing here has at least some level of specialized knowledge as to how to use the tool in order to achieve it. So while it's awesome that I can do that quickly, I still need to know that that's even a thing. So what I'd like to do with use cases is to be able to start at, like that, for example, like, oh, this starts with lesson one and all the material downstream of that. Now, this ties into something that Dave and I demonstrated recently. So this is, I have to refresh. Web containers fall asleep sometimes. So we need to get Hacks Cloud and the Playground system to support what is possible with this. So Hacks AI site building tools, which this is obviously, prototype experimental sort of land. What they enable there is, oops, not in that field, is something that Dave Fusco added into this is the ability to remote load a recipe. So what the recipe is this, and this is just a file, and the file goes through. I don't know why this is at the end of this thing. So what the file goes through is a series of CLI commands. So like hacks site, node add, where the site is, title of the page, and some HTML content. Now he used his AI engine to generate this. And then what ends up happening is we load this file. So that just downloaded the recipe. It then prints out what the commands are. But more importantly, and what I teased the injection aspect, is that we run this, and it runs this command here that says hack site recipe play, and it points to a recipe URL. So what Dave's done is, even though he's showing you this recipe, when you hit load, it's actually injected that file into the container, the web container running here. So, oh, and he blocked those commands. So like I can do an ls from the command prompt. There we go. I don't know if you can do cat. Anyway, you get the idea. So these are the files of that site. The site has a create recipe there anyway. But what it did by executing that recipe is it created these pages with content in the appropriate order, right? So I have scholarship grants, work study. This was used to attempt to use AI to just do writing for us. So prompt engineering that then builds the website on your behalf. So ideally, I would be able to pre-populate this with something like, just point to the recipe. It would be like recipe. And then it would just run. You wouldn't do all these additional button pushes and things. So that's the concept. All right, so let's actually make it a reality. So we have a recipe file sitting here, as I mentioned. And all a recipe file is a series of calls. So I've got the web container Hacks API repo and the playground repo on my machine. And so from parsing through what Dave has done here, he's basically just using the web container instance after fetching the URL, treating it as text, and then running a command that just writes the file into the box, which is super easy. I can totally refactor this aspect. Then running the recipe URL, as it says, is, again, just running this one command. So it's pretty cool. Pretty darn cool. Simple, but cool. So let's go to the create playground. I've got this running locally. I'm going to fire this up. All right, it's going to boot that container and go over to site. And site is where this functionality would take place. So I want to be able to pass to this, not all that code, recipe equals whatever. So we want to be able to grab a URL parameter. And so I've already sort of, just because of the way this is written, this hopefully will be pretty easy to add. But you can see I've already bundled everything up that Dave was doing into a tag called web container. So you can get this, you can get the web container tag and just interface directly with web container, which is just an awesome open source project that was sourced by StackBlitz. So, all right, we got get recipe URL. We don't need that. What we do need is we're going to need a URL, and we are going to have to write into the container. So the way that we do this, all right, so we've got a selector, and you can see that we're looking at if it's a site or if this is running in web component context. So if it's site, it's not presenting any of the files for editing, even though it's the same tag. So we can leverage certain capabilities here. But all right, so when the server is ready, this will run. All right, and then there's the ability to read a file, and I'm sure there's the ability to await wc.write file. Bam. All right, so we write a path, and then we write data there. All right, so I think the first part that we would do is there's a parameter for search. Really? What is the parameter for search? Oh, can you actually, I may have already added some aspect of this. So you're telling me that I could do like name equals cool stuff, and it will inject. Let's see. Let's see what it does. By default with this one. Thinking about it. Might be mad about having multiple containers open at the same time. Yeah, in fact, I think that's what's going on. So we'll let that run in the background, but that's good to know. Okay, so we already have at least some level of support for search parameters there. So let's just add in const remote recipe equals recipe. Okay. All right, and then we'll do this dot remote. This doesn't have to be reactive. We won't add this as a lit property. I guess I could, but I don't really feel need to. All right, so we've got that variable will be there, assuming a recipe is passed in. Yes, it did actually take cool stuff there. I was gonna. That's cool. All right, so let's put an alert. And the alert is going to be after collapse those guys. Okay, write file. The file that we want to write is relative to the above, but we can only write the file when it's ready. At least I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we can only do that when it's ready. So, get recipe URL. No, we don't update a text area. Tries to do this. Response. All right, so the URL we go get. Okay, and it's not going to be like that. It's going to be like this. It's going to be WC. There we go. And that. What is the name of this? I guess it's going to be named, because it could be a variable. Anyway, okay, so get new URL. All right, so we'll get that recipe and we will write it into the box. And what we'll write in there will be this variable. Okay, and we need to do that alert. Instead, we'll do that here. So we're not going to write the file, but we are going to be awaiting that, which will do it for us. All right. Excellent comments as usual, Dave. So get the recipe from the URL and inject it into the web container. Now this isn't going to actually run. Remote recipe inject. We'll give it some like cryptic name. Let's console log that as well so that we can better monitor it. All right, and then so that's going to happen on the site. So when the site is ready, it's going to inject this recipe. Now that doesn't mean it's going to actually run the recipe, which I believe I had code for. I'm not seeing it in my copy history. Run recipe, yeah, it was like that. So as long as it's going to be in the correct directory, it shouldn't be terribly hard to run the command. Terminal.write. Run recipe URL. So this is the part that I'm not super familiar with from what he's done. Terminal, where are you? There it is. Okay. Set up xterm. Do I have something called terminal? Well, I don't know that I do. Yeah. Let's see about that one. Terminal.open. Let's see if that's in web container itself. There is a terminal.open. Okay. And it is a new terminal. Start shell process. Do I make that available somehow? Const terminal. Yeah, I don't know that I actually give access to that in any meaningful way. Huh. Is opening it there. And there's starting the shell. Alright, well, let's see. Let's see what happens when we take this. I also sort of wonder if I can't make it do different anyway. Okay, so we've got the recipe. We're waiting it loading. It's printing on the server, and then we need to open a terminal from xterm. I might be able to just query that one, but we'll see. Get a terminal, fit the terminal size. I'm not super worried about that aspect or that aspect. It's basically just opening a terminal, and then this terminal dot right. Yeah, that's what I wanted. Okay. Shell manager class. Shell manager. I have to work with that one, but let's see what we got here. So I don't know that I have anything to just run terminal commands arbitrarily by querying. I might, but okay. So terminal dot open, and it's the terminal element, which is going to be wc dot shadow root dot query selector dot terminal w would be an access or an element that accesses that. Okay, so we open that. Then we're going to play this recipe, and the name of the command stored in recipe inject. Okay, dot recipe. We'll do that. We'll run the recipe. It should just be in the right place. Emphasis on show. Okay, let's see if we can't just run it that way. Refresh the iframe. Interesting. It's like wait 5 seconds. I don't really know that it even needs to wait 5 seconds. Maybe it does. I don't know. Let's see. The iframe is going to be a web container iframe. And it's going to be iframe. Yeah, just like that. I wasn't sure if I had like a reference to it or something. I might want to, so that one can get access to these things more rapidly, but and it's going to be WC. Okay, let's see. Sure, there's errors here. Have to be. There's no way. Okay. Damn it. And then it has to actually happen. I'm waiting to test something, but there we go. Okay, that is the way it has to be run to see if it's even possible. Oh my. Okay. Let's slow down, run for a second. Not over there. Oh, okay. So shell manager is not defined. What am I calling that? Shell manager shell input. What is shell input? Yeah, what is the shell input here? Input. Get writer. it's an icy. So in our web container, I think that's what I think I want. I think I want to call start shell. I think. We'll see. Const shell, we start the shell, and then we should be able to just write. Was the shell different from writing to the terminal? We'll see. We don't need to console log the recipe content because I already know what's in there, so that part's working. Starting the shell, it's gonna run. There's my side being built. Shell.write is not a function. That's very annoying. Call spawn on it. I guess I could do it that way, right? Yeah. All right, let's see. So this is like wc.webcontaineerinstance.spawn and then the command. Maybe I don't even need this write because it would just be spawning that command. Ah, come on. Copy, paste, thank you. Let's see what that does. If anything. Cannot read properties of undefined reading calls. Whoa. What was that? Shell start shell. I did not like that part. I don't even know what I need. Shell then. So just get rid of that part. Alright. The root is gonna have to be the name of whatever the thing is, so let's see if that causes problems here or not. So we make the site SP via URL. Oh. I'm not sure what that just was. My sites. There's the recipe. I don't know why it didn't load anything. Let's see. Okay, must have failed on actually running that command. All right, so let's see if we did that, and we actually paste that command in here. We said root is my site. Seems to have attempted to do something. There's pages in there. We'll be able to select an iframe tag and tell it to reload. Nope. Something with the source. You know, it's just telling it to refresh the iframe. It's kind of weird because the command should have worked, I think. I'm also not seeing the commands in this terminal here. It's like they didn't do anything there. So we need to select the iframe and just sort of do it that way, right? There's no terminal that right now. I got rid of that part, but no need exterm. No way of doing that currently. Huh. I could have sworn that would be the command. Okay. Then I just run it. Run the command that way. Run commands. I guess we could try it that way. I don't know that that'll be better, but so run command. No, let's just run commands. And so it has to be an array of commands, I guess. Funny when I write stuff and I'm like, what is this? How does it work? Okay. Let's when the server's ready, gets the thing from the URL, which will write it into the box, and then it will run this other part. Let's see. It's over here. There's the command it wanted to inject. Oh, wait. It's a... it's not. It's a command not found. Oh. That's... Yeah, that's not the way you call the commands, if I recall correctly. It's something very similar. Command... Yeah, there we go. It's more like that. All right, so the command to run in this case is commands to run, support command versus command and arguments. the command TMP is the argument. So array is array. I see. So I need to pass in play command. Oh, we got to take hacks off the front of it. It has to be like that, I believe. So it's an array, and then there's for the command, and then there's the one command in it. Let's see if that helps it at all to capture the arguments. It's fun how quickly this runs. Oh man, come on. Unknown command, site. Oh, goodness. Darn it. Like shifting each item off of the. I really don't have just like a textual command, like running thing. Are you serious? It's being annoying. It's writing the file. Small, yeah, see, it needs to be like that. Ugh, gosh, so annoying. I guess I could cheat further, couldn't I? Yeah, let's do it this way. I'm lazy. I'm lazy. Okay. If we do run recipe inject, then we'll just do it that way. Remote recipe inject. Okay. What the heck does this thing flex? Better starting point anyway. All right, so now it'll fetch that recipe. And then after we fetch the recipe, then we should just be able to do npm run recipe inject. Alright, get rid of play command. Let's see if that does anything differently. Oops. Got a syntax error. There we go. So, can you cat? It would appear that you cannot. Oh, you can't package JSON. There we go. So let's see if that's any better. So now it's just a command, and then it's just going to run the command from the package JSON file. Supposedly. What the heck? Why is it? Oh, I see. I'm stupid. I need to escape those. Yep. Alright. Try again. Still claiming it's not JSON. Are you kidding me? Now I'm getting annoyed. Sure looks like JSON to me. What the heck is going on? If we did this. Okay. Installing stuff. Okay. npm JSH command not found run. Are you kidding me? Come on. Oh. Whatever. Let's see. Okay. Thinking about it. It's fun just building and destroying like dozens of web containers. Like this is really expressing why this technology is so powerful. Just keep building containers and throwing them away. I mean, building and throwing away instantly. What the heck? Not seeing. Oh, it appears to have done it. It's just not. I just didn't refresh iframe refresh. Let's see if I can execute it directly, and then if I can, then. Web container dot shadow the query selector. Seriously? What? There we go. All right, so maybe I just need to let it wait a little bit longer. Just say after 3 seconds. He's going to wait that command. So it appeared to have worked. It's pretty cool. Alright, let's make a gist.bitfed.com. Alright, and so if we look at what's in one of these, it's just like hack site node add. And it's got like a path to it. Now it does have my site written in as far as the path. I don't know that that's a good idea, but let's do content. So we can make that, and sure. Okay, so we made that gist, and then raw. Alright, so there's the content of that, and now let's see. Oops, there's this site, but again, it didn't. It's very frustrating. Am I not following as to why that would go into that tag, its shadow root, and get the iframe? Maybe I'm missing something there. Also, let's make it work with that, and then I'll throw in this gist. Right. I mean, the other neat thing would be I should be able to then edit this gist. Right. And go hacks sites theme 2. Hey, there we go. Not sure which. I guess it just had to wait a little bit longer. I'm not. No, it said it has to wait a little bit longer. It's still only got 3 of them here. I feel like I need a button on here that just says to refresh. Like it needs to notice and reload the site. Like it spawns this command, so I'm not sure. Like, why is it not awaiting that command spawning to finish? Which is a little weird. More than a little weird. So we've got iframe, query selected, and it just, that's a hack, set it to itself sort of a thing, which then forces it to refresh. And we'll just put a little okay, so refresh. Just put this little basic reload window thing on here. WC is not defined. Are you serious? I'm good. Okay. All right. Let's see. Close out. Let's see. This just goes and runs. And then the other neat thing is should be able to do like copy. So there's a site. Let's see. Reload. Hey, there's more stuff in there. All right. If we do this. Oh boy, not that. Right, now we reload. Hey, it changed the theme. It's kind of cool and it has the content in it. Okay, so now let's, we've got this. There we go, okay. So we've got this recipe, right? So I just used gist, and now I should be able to throw that gist in. And let's see what we got here. I can clean up this language that says build websites. Build. To be building. Hey, there's the remote injected recipe that was run. That's pretty darn cool. I'm not gonna lie. All right, cool. So then sites should be able to output these. And the way I just wrote it is a lot easier for a human to read than this, but this is from, you know, from another service, so that's pretty awesome. All right, cool. So I don't know if I want that to be, that button to be up there per se. It would also be good. I'm gonna jump in and modify a web container then. Because that's a useful functionality to add. Loading. There's web container. So we should have just iframe. So we'll make a refresh iframe. I mean, that's not going to select WC anymore. Then it can just be this. All right. Okay, that's easy enough. All right, so that's for future me to be able to use. And then let's take this button. And we will put the button below the web container. Above that. I guess that's fine. It's not a big deal. VDD in there. Nice. Alright. Now, we also need to make sure we actually have a remote recipe. So, if we have one, then we can already do this stuff. I don't want it to be a requirement. Okay. That way, I should be able to get rid of the recipe, and we just have site. Save these other users, save these other files, close Dave's thing. Let's make sure this works. Do you think we need to put the command here? just work? Nice. Okay. Should probably have some text in there. There we go. Cool. And I can just force to reload. Neat. All right. We don't need to be able to run a recipe after the fact, but we should probably clean up the top of this slightly. So we got like main or site. Let's take like the paragraphs that are in main and font size. Do that some more. Okay. Alright, better language there, the site. And we'll change that command. Is command. Okay. All right, now let's get this pushed out because it works. It's awesome. I had an issue. There we go. Recipe injection support. And this video will be evidence that we live in the future. This is awesome. Do I have something called Playground? Probably should make something named Playground. to be honest. Alright. Commit. Let's go. Alright, now Vercel will pick this bad boy up and run with it. Alright, let's close that issue. Yay. Let's see where else we got. Just so mad. That makes me nuts. That's not working. Endpoint for recipes. Yeah. What does recipe have to do here? Recipe can work, yeah. I'm pretty sure you could do that. Oh, unless, oh, I see what I mean, like on the fly. Got it. Okay, so let's go through Vercel. Oop, claims started to be running. It's via the email I just got on my phone. I don't know if that means it worked, but let's see. Run failed. Oh, great. Lovely. No, it's out. Okay. I don't know what. Maybe it was a stale email or something. But now, Playground is out there. So now I should. Yeah, I could do it on that, but I should probably flip those to be perfectly honest. But, okay. So recipe equals. Dave probably can clean this up from what I've written here, but if this works, I'm just going to send it to him. He's going to freak out. That's so cool. That is so stinking cool. All right. Well, you know, it has some minor UX issues, but we can now do this injection for testing and demonstrative purposes. And there's nothing you're injecting into. It's just, it's running in the browser. There's no security concern.